Good morning, students. Today we are going to learn about the mechanism of development of resistance in insects, or you can say mechanism of development of insect resistance. So first of all, we should know why the insects are important for us. We just discuss about the harmful insects. So these insects, they share a major portion of our food, especially in terms of agricultural, right from the sowing to the harvesting and storage as well. So wherever you grow your crop, you store. There will some insect. There are some insects which consume. You can say substantial portion of human food. So in that terms, these insects are you can say pests for human being, and they cause lots of economical as well as you can say behavioral damage to the humans. So in that term, the insects are important, and these are called as insect pest. We control the insects with the help of synthetic chemicals, and these are called as pesticides, insecticides. And there are various pesticides, and they belongs to organochlorides, organophosphates, pyrethroids, and other synthetic chemicals. So these organochemicals, organochloride chemicals or organophosphate phosphorus chemicals we use since 1939, and then we got you can say drastic results because of this application of the pesticides or insecticides. But with the time, you can say till 1960s, we realized that there is something wrong that is happening in environment, and this is nothing but the resistance. So we apply a certain amount of dose of pesticide or insecticide in our agricultural field, and then we found that in next season we have to apply more and more pesticides, more and more insecticides in our agricultural field, but we are not able to get the expected amount of output in terms of crop, in terms of economic you can say concern. So and then again we put lots of you can say a huge amount of pesticide to gain the maximum benefit. So you can say consequently, at a time when we you can say apply a huge amount of pesticide and we are not getting anything. So when investment is getting higher than the benefits or output, then we face economical damages as well as the loss of environment in terms of various drastic effect. You can say biomagnification, bioaccumulation, and then secondary pest outbreak. So today we will discuss about the one component, the negative aspects of applying non-judiciously the pesticides. So this is mechanism of development of resistance. So with the help of this diagram, you can understand in first generation before pesticide application. So when we not applied any pesticide, so in the very left corner of this diagram, so you can say there are white insects, and then there is a insect that is red in color also. So after applying the pesticides, what we can say, the first you can say application, there is a marked reduction in the population of insects. So you can say only one red insect is there and two white insects are there. Then in the lower panel, you can say in the later generation, so what you can observe that the number of white insects is decreasing. However, the number of red insects are increasing. And then after a certain time, what you see in that population, only red color insects are there and white color insects are, you can say, perished away. This is because of the application of pesticides. So we can show why after applying the pesticide in later generations, only red color insects are there and white color insects are disappeared. So we can better understand with the help of this you can say cyclic diagram, where the crop infested with a pest and the top of this cycle, and then we develop a new pesticide and we apply the pesticides. So most pests die, but some resistant individuals, they could survive of this pesticides, and the proportion of the resistance individual in the pest population grows. And then we apply pesticide again with a little result, and then finally we will get the heavy infestation rather than getting a control on this pest. So now in the coming slides we will understand how and why this is happening. So the very first mechanism, that is called as pest resurgence. So this is the sudden increase in the pest population uh, as a result of recovery after decline in the suppressed, you can say suppressive effect of the insecticide. So when we apply the pesticide, and we can understand with the help of this graph. So when we apply this pesticide in initial stages, we can control the pests very well, and we can see the fluctuations or the deviations, and then finally up to a certain point, when we apply the pesticide, and there is a sharp decline in the population. But suddenly, even after applying heavy amount of pesticide, you can see there is a surge of pest. So let's you can say understand with the help of this diagram. In the natural conditions in the environment, there are you can say natural or you can say controlling agents or biological controlling agents, and because of the ecological interaction, they feed on the development stages of the pests. So when we apply the pesticides, what happens? At first stage, the insect population decline, but the non-target insects, these are you can say agricultural friendly insects or other organisms, they also get affected because of the application of the pesticide, and they are not able to develop the resistant such a pace that the pest can achieve. So during the next generation to next generation, the biological controlling agent or natural controlling agent simply disappear from the environment, and only resistance population of the insects are there. So because of the lower population or decline of the population of the natural controlling agent, as well as occurrence of the resistance population within that pests, there is a condition that is called as pest resurgence. So at a certain point, the population decline because of the application of the pesticide, but after several generations, because of the development of resistance to that particular insecticide, the pest population start increasing, whereas the biological controlling agent, they get declined. So this is called as pest resurgence. Now next is secondary pest outbreak. In agricultural condition, we usually target the you can say main agricultural pest which harms our crops, and you can say damages our crops, and we look to control that particular pest in the agricultural field. So we apply the pesticide with respect to the primary pest, you can say, but side by side with this primary pest, there are other insects also which are not causing such extensive damages to the agricultural field, but they are available, or you can say they can be found, they can be seen at the site of our agricultural fields. So they are also there, but because they cause less harm to our agricultural field, so we are least concerned with of these secondary pests. So what happens when we apply the pesticides, keeping the target, keeping in mind the primary pest, and we apply the pesticides with respect to the primary pest? So what happens with the application of the pesticide dose? The primary pest get disappeared or decline because of the application of the pesticides concentration, different doses at several times. But because these pesticides or the insecticides we are using, it is not with respect to the secondary pest or the minor pest, so there is a great chance, there is more chance to get flourished because of the absence of the primary pests. So in ecological terms, there is no, you can say, a competition for the food, space and shelter. So the secondary pest get the advantage of the absence of the primary pest, and their population again sharply increase in the agricultural field, and then they you can say surprise us that we were controlling the primary pest while the secondary pest achieve the position of the primary pest. So this is called as secondary pest outbreak. So there are two conditions, the pest resurgence and the secondary pest outbreak. This is you can say arrived, or you can say this condition occurs because of the heavy amount of pesticide application, non-judicious pesticide application. So with this presentation, we try to understand why and how the pest insecticide for resistance developed in the insects. Thank you.